it away, the two of you.
Thank you very much, Maria. Yes, indeedy. Corey, you and I are itching to get into the Magic. We have been sitting here just waiting to see how this match is going to play out and who is going to face the Duke himself.
The end boss.
The end boss, yeah. This is such an awesome moment for these players. Both of them relatively new to the Pro Tour, relatively new to this level of competitive Magic. So let's get the games underway. It is Takumi Matsuura up against Benton Madsen.
Yeah, both relatively new as far as the professional scene, but both have been playing incredible Magic. And you did see the number 5 there on top of Takumi's deck there, indicating a mulligan to 5. We do see a low amount of cards, and that is the most important one drop here from Benton, is that Glade Cover Scout. Every other card, Takumi can have some pretty good answers for us. There's Ossifications, there's Brutal Cathar, 4 of each. This is the number one thing. If we see a lot of Glade Cover Scouts, we're probably going to see a lot more of Benton in the next matchup, and really, you know, vice versa if we see more Light Paws, Ceram, those kind of threats.
Yeah, for sure. Glade Cover Scout is going to be so crucial here with the hexproof Takumi Matsuura's removal that you mentioned. It can't do much about the auras except try and slow them down with Athalia, Guardian of Thraben. Will we see that here on turn 2 following the recruitment officer?
Or this is a really big turn for Ossification. You know, you'd attack first because you're fine with that Treg. You need to deal with Light Paws. Yeah, and there it is.
Light
Otherwise,
Paws.
that would just get out of hand here.
Oh, yeah. That's just like, you know, everything's on sale. Go get your auras.
Pick whatever you want. Yeah, whenever you can cast just an aura and then go get Ethereal Armor, which is just the best one already, it ends up being quite good.
Super tricky to deal with the aura deck once that happens, but as things stand, we do have a follow-up, Ceram Senior Artificer, on the battlefield, and when an aura is cast here, he'll be able to draw some extra cards, so...
Yep, so you just get to really keep the value going here, make sure you never run out of steam. And that's exactly what this deck needs to do up against Mono White, and especially Takumi. Every game that we have seen from Takumi, if you're running out of steam, Takumi's going to run you over.
Oh, yeah.
Because Takumi's been playing so tight. Now, of course, we did see the Multi 5, which does make things a lot trickier for any Mono White pilot.
Yeah, for sure. But the one advantage of the Mono White deck is, you know, everything is pretty cheap. So if you do have to multi 5, you want to make sure it's an effective 5. It's something that can be proactive as well as reactive in the ossification, that sort of thing, to be able to just deal with whatever it is that Benton's doing, as we see Adeline join the fray.
Yeah, so if you have Recruitment Officer, have an ossification for a more than likely Ceram or Light Paws, plus a big 3-drop like Adeline, that's a perfectly fine hand and something that Takumi was probably prioritizing in the keep.
Glade Cover Scout has first strike now. Very handy indeed against the blockers. Needs a little bit of extra help though, so let's see what we can find here.
Yeah, now's the turn. If Benton goes 2, maybe 3 auras on this Glade Cover Scout, we're just done here. We're done here. You know, there's just nothing you can do when it has first strike. There's no way you can get into combat with this card once it's aura'd up. Even already, you know, 4-power first striker, not going to really be able to be taken down. And there's another Ethereal Armor.
Ooh, oh man. Everything is coming up Benton right now, and he is diversifying his threats. We saw that in the previous round as well. You know, just against Gab Nassif, just making his threats uncounterable, unblockable, as it were.
And that's perfectly reasonable and something I would understand, but you don't have to diversify too much in this matchup when you have
you know,
Glade Cover Scout. You know, diversifying when you don't have the hexproof creature, definitely a thing, but...
Yeah. Mono White's nowhere near as scary on the defense as some of the creativity or control decks.
Exactly. It doesn't do the best of blocking. I just love the story here, Ailey, that Benton started off 8-0. Most amazing record at your first Pro Tour. The best thing you can ever do, something I've never done. I've played 10 years of Pro Tours. And then translated to a couple rough rounds, ended up 2-3 in the first 5 rounds. But kept his composure. You know, Cedric was telling us, maybe giving himself a little pep talk in the corner and just saying, you know what, I do deserve to be here. This isn't a fluke like he was telling himself at the start of the broadcast, thinking he was going to go 0-8 or 2-6 at best. And look at him now in the top 4. Really some inspirational and impressive stuff here.
Very much so. And just keeping this train rolling. He has got auras aplenty on these creatures. Now Ceram getting suited up with a Kaya's Ghost Form, protecting against an ossification or the Brutal Cathar. and doing math again, because ethereal armor takes stock of every single aura on the battlefield. So
yeah. And this was what I was saying for this turn. If we can get 2, maybe 3 auras, it was going to be very bad news bears here for Takumi. There was 4 auras played this turn, so that is just the absolute train wreck scenario.
yeah.
And on the play, this is definitely going to favor really either player, but man, if this is any indication of how this is going to go, this is looking like a pretty decent matchup for Benton.
And it's quite funny how the 2 semifinals played out. You know, you have the more control-y combo decks you know, with the other semifinal, and here it's just
Beat
2
down.
freight trains swinging haymakers at each other. As Brittle Cathar is going to come on down and take care of the token. There goes an aura. So a little less power on the Glade Cover Scout, but still plenty to deal with here for Takumi Matsuura.
So takes 3 there. That creature goes away. And there was a little bit of the problem with diversifying onto a token, especially where Brutal Cathar could deal with it. The Kaya's Ghost Form, though, on the Saram is excellent, because even if it does get Brutal Cathar or Ossification, it just stays in play.
Yep.
You know, ends up being extremely powerful. So it's a little bit of a do-over for Saram if it were to die.
He just hits reset and gets to play again. And here comes Light Paws number 2. And is there a aura follow-up?
Perfect draw right there.
Get out.
Couldn't resist. Couldn't resist. All right, there is an Audacity. So you do, when it comes into play, then you search up something else for equal mana value or less. So another 1-drop here, probably another ethereal armor. Goes with Hammerhand. Maybe are we just
Gotta go fast.
If there's another aura, this is probably just game here. You get rid of 1 blocker. That's 5 power on the opposite creature. So if you can get an ethereal armor on either SRAM or Light Paws here, then it would be just GG. But here's the forced block already. And it's like, yeah, all right, you can have it.
Takumi is well-versed in the aggro strategy, especially after this weekend with Mono White. He knows. He's like, okay, I'm not even going to do the math. I'm very much dead, so let's go. Game number 2 here. 1-0 so far for Benton Madsen.
Another mulligan there, as we saw the dice on Takumi's deck, so a little unfortunate scenario to have to do that, but a pretty functional hand, and the most important thing is Takumi is now on the play, which is very important there. We saw Skrelv, Brutal Cathar, and 2 lands, I believe, with one of them being an Aganjo, so a little bit of utility there. Now, here's the most important part of this game here. Is it Glade Cover Scout, or is it just a pass of the turn, maybe a Generous Visitor or something like that, another 1-drop, but the Scout is the most important.
For sure. And, you know, knowing that that creature is so crucial against the mono-white player, do you mulligan to find that?
I would mulligan like medium 7s to try to find it without it, and then I would keep basically any functional 6. Is kind of where I would have.
There it is
but
again.
Looks like Benton kept a 7 with the Scout, and that is just exactly what you want there. Glade Cover Scout. Got to be the best green 1-drop here.
For sure.
For sure in this
Sorry,
topic.
Arboreal Grazer.
Yeah, Arboreal Grazer, a close second. I mean, the green Time Walk, you got to love that. But Scout showing its chops here.
Oh, there's Grazer. You know, for being such a slow creature, he sure does show up quite often.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when summoned.
Absolutely.
Takumi Matsuura getting in here with the Hopeful Initiate, courtesy of the Thalia's Lieutenant, gets that extra point of damage in. And this is the game plan you have to go for. You can't be fussed about what Benton's doing now. He has to go. He's got to put foot and get Benton dead.
100%. And we're already at the stage where if we just see like double ethereal armor or something present a 5/5, it's already pretty scary. Generous Visitor with that Brutal Cathar in Takumi's hand, that is going to be able to be dealt with, or that Aganjo, so not the biggest deal there. But there's an ethereal armor, and that is already 3 power with First Strike to Glade Scout, and playing defense this time.
Fair enough. Recognizing that those creatures could hurt.
Yeah, recognizing that Adeline would be pretty bad right now, and if Adeline hit, Thalia's Lieutenant would go up to a 3/3 because Adeline would give it a trigger and then the 1/1.
Yeah.
And Glade Cover Scout, a perfect blocker to that. And Hopeful Initiate would be a 3/4, but you'd still just get to eat a Thalia's Lieutenant here. So that is a really smart no attack here from Benton. We know that Adeline is not going to be the play, so, you know, situationally it isn't the correct play, but definitely
Yeah.
agree with that play from Benton.
Excellent awareness, knowing what his opponent's game plan is.
Exactly.
Generous Visitor gets gobbled up there by the Brutal Cathar, that's not a word. Brutal Cathar, leaving just the Glade Cover Scout, which is proving to be quite the tricky pickle to get out of here for Takumi Matsuura.
All right, I saw a couple of eyes, a couple of Sentinel's eyes in hand. Already, that's pretty solid value. It would have been much better with that Generous Visitor, where each one of those would be giving +3 essentially, with the counter plus the Ethereum armor boost that it would get. But Vigilance, First Strike, and a lot of power is dangerous against another aggressive deck. And that's without even saying the word hexproof. You know?
Yeah. Hexproof, good keyword. And Sentinel's Eyes hits the Glade Cover Scout. Now, the one thing that, Benton could fall to is the fact that he hasn't got any card draw at the moment. He's not finding the runes. He hasn't found SRAM. He hasn't found Light Paws. Has the Skrelv, which is a good way to protect some other stuff. But for now, I think the Glade Cover Scout's doing fine just on its own.
Absolutely. And it looks like 3 cards in hand there from Benton. And the one thing, we may not have a bunch of card draw, but we do clearly have 3 other spells. And there is a really important card here, being Thalia. Just taxing the mana of Benton.
Anyway, he's got 2.
Yeah.
2 might not be enough here, as Benton's going to be hoping to find a land just to unlock the hand a bit.
Even that one Sentinel Eyes, if that is going to be played here, and it did look like Benton last turn missed a point of damage here, since Skrelv is an artifact creature, I believe, unless I'm misremembering that. Yeah. Oh, no, excuse me, forget that. All That Glitters is the one that triggers artifacts as well.
One,
so, yep, never mind. Benton played perfectly as usual.
He's been doing a lot of that this weekend, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Played yesterday in the draft, green-white, with 2 auras in the limited deck as well. So really stayed on brand with that draft as well.
Let me tell you, Benton has made Maria so happy this weekend.
Yeah, no kidding.
Loves the Boggly Boys and Glade Cover Scout. Suited up with 2 auras right now. A formidable force indeed. And Benton doing his usual running through of, am I dead if I do anything this turn?
So here's Skrelv. Anybody who has been playing for a long time, this is going to be a little bit of a Mother of Ruins type of comparison. And here's actually a situation where Skrelv is better. Because if it were to give protection from white in this scenario, the auras would fall off. So the fact that it doesn't do that is actually a benefit right now. Yeah, protection and hexproof being a little different. Yeah,
a little different in that regard. So, luckily, Skrelv has the hexproof clause.
So I think we
can still get the protection, so you're able to swing through for a bunch of damage.
So I think we can safely say something that will probably not make Twitch chat mad. Skrelv is definitely better than Mother of Ruin. I mean, in this factual situation.
We will say that. Light Paws doesn't get taxed, as it is a creature, so that's going to hit the battlefield. And let's see if Skrelv...
So here this is already 2 power, 3, 4, 5 first strike. So now it's just a decision of can Takumi block with everything and kill it. If he can, Skrelv will be activated. If he can't, it will just be here. And it does look like E4. Yeah, it looks like it wouldn't have been possible. But close.
Yep. Down to 10 goes to Takumi Matsuura. And in the ideal world, Benton draws a couple of auras and is able to get this to a 10-power creature. But it's going to flip.
Can I get the English text?
Flips that. Getting the English text of Hopeful Initiate. And as Benton gets that, we'll remind you of it as well. You can remove 2 counters from one of your creatures to destroy an enchantment. Almost assuredly what Takumi is going to be going for here.
Oh, yeah. Ethereal Armor looks to be the target that would be named, just eliminating that massive buff from the Glade Cover Scout. But like you mentioned, Skrelv is able to just eliminate any blowout in a blocking situation.
But now it's a little different, though, Ailey, because that Brutal Cathar flipped and it's now a red card. It does get a little trickier, but still able to attack as long as Benton is able to play at least one more aura. But yeah, this game is definitely not looking as great for Benton by any means. This is where Takumi is actually kind of playing the control role.
Yeah.
And instead of destroying creatures, because that's not really an option, I'll just destroy enchantments. But this is a light pause turn, which is going to always be scary news.
Oh, all that glitters.
And that is able to go get a 2-drop now. So, I mean, there's a lot of 2-drops that are available now. You can get Rune of Sustenance.
There's a Warbar Blessing in there, too.
You can get Alpha Authority. That's another option that I'm reading right now for the first time. Hexproof and can't be blocked by more than one creature. That's an interesting target. You do already have Hexproof, but you could put it on Light Pause or something and give something else the power. Probably not what we'll see. You could get Griff's Boon to fly over these things.
Yeah.
That would be pretty nice.
Yeah, then who needs Skrelv?
Yeah.
I mean, it could still get blown up, and then there is a potential there for Takumi to interact with this creature before the damage is dealt, so...
One thing we've seen Benton get pretty aggressively with Light Pause, the pretty common sequence, is play Light Pause, 1-drop, and then put Kaya's Ghost Form on Light Pause.
Sorry. I apologize. You're correct. I'm sorry about that. Can I grab something else? You have to grab something else. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, having to grab something else, though, you cannot get the same card.
Yes.
Cartouche Solidarity and make a 1/1.
All right, Cartouche Solidarity is the replacement. So that'll go in Light Pause, giving it a buff, first strike, and another friend.
Go to 14 white.
Naming white on the Glade Cover Scout. So only the Moonrage Brute can block this Glade Cover Scout as we move to combat.
And here comes a large attacker, and now you're able to blow up one of the enchantment. All that glitters is the one that gives the biggest buff right now.
Sure.
Because it does count the artifact, like I was misremembering from Ethereal Armor. Does give that extra 1 boost. But even this, that is 3 enchantments. Ethereal Armor boosted to 5. Sentinel is 6.
Yeah, so still
6 first striker.
Still plenty of damage there to deal with the blocker. That would be the Moonrage Brute. The white creatures can't block.
And I'm not sure. Looks like Skrelv was active, I assume, giving...
It may have been red. I'm not sure if he did red instead.
Either white or red. I would assume probably white because if you put the 3/3 first striker in front of that, you're pretty happy to get your Generous Visitor back.
Yeah.
The one thing you don't really want is just Hopeful Initiate to block, so...
Yeah, he must have named red if we're looking at the white creatures here for
Yeah,
blockers.
it does look like Takumi is thinking about blocking with that Hopeful Initiate. Let's see what the block is here. Now there is 5 first striking damage on the other side with a 6 first striker here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 is my count.
Interesting.
I mean, as it stands, we take out all the white creatures, correct?
Yeah, if Skrelv
can't block.
If Skrelv didn't, I think Skrelv was activated. I'm just not sure exactly what it got colored to be named.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. There we
go.
Thank you. Thank you,
That
Benton.
made it a lot easier.
That makes much more sense now. We were wondering what?
That was just a snap take it then. Now it is still nighttime. That was only 1 spell, even though another aura was equipped. So you still have that red card. And now Takumi has to be very careful about playing 2 spells and flipping that back, because then it is just all white creatures, and Skrelv can just push the creature through.
But if he does flip it over again, he gets to steal another creature.
Very good point. Can steal Skrelv then. Yep, absolutely.
I just cast the...
Come hang out over here with us.
Then it comes down to a really interesting
There we go.
play.
Ossification, able to steal Skrelv.
Okay. But
Tanya, though.
here, if there's any aura, Ailey, all Benton has to do is play any aura, 1 mana, 2 mana, and just go get Griff's Boon, put it on Blade Cover Scout. There are no flying blockers here, and that would be all Benton needs.
Oh, and you can't even get a profitable attack because the Hopeful Initiate would just die. So no activation possible, no mana available. Does he find an aura?
And Skrelv can't target another creature. It's only creatures you control. So as long as there's an aura, I don't see a reason why that play cannot happen here. Light Pod's just be an incredible card when you have like 4 or 5 different options that are one-ofs.
Incredibly good card. Love to see her being
There's
played
an
here. There's
aura.
another All That Glitters. So let's go find another enchantment. And flying for the win.
Griff Spoon's the one I would be eyeing, that's for sure. To the skies.
Fly, little birdie, fly. And that's going to be game number 2, going to Benton Madsen. This Auras deck has looked so darn good, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's the game.
Woo!
That's the game. And this is the game, especially with sideboard, that Takumi should be able to take down. Another mulligan for Takumi, though. That is 4 mulligans to Benton's 0 here. And starting with a Mutavault and no white mana. Okay, there is a white mana there. But no 1-drop. There's just ossification.
And just remember as well, the first two games, no sideboarding.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
so this is the first time Takumi would be able to sideboard.
Exactly. Yep. It absolutely is. And there is number 1 again, Glade Cover Scout
This
on
card,
the play.
MVP.
Absolutely. I mean, gotta be the MVP in the deck, but not every matchup is that the card that you want.
True.
You know, like blue-white control SRAM is more important. But in this matchup, it is by far Glade Cover Scout.
Yeah, any targeted removal, you want to see this little 1-drop. And let me tell you, I did not think that this weekend would be dictated as much as it has been by 1-drops.
Maria knew.
Maria always knows.
Oh, look at this
Oh,
start here.
Ethereal Armor, Cartouche of Solidarity. This is bad news bears for mono white fans. Takumi Matsuura is on the back foot, and that is not where he wants to be.
And this is already Benton with a huge attack already for 4.
Jeez.
With Griff Spoon in hand, with Skrelv, I believe, and Light Paws, and a 3rd land. Benton's hand's amazing.
Oh, Adeline, you got some work to do, my girl. Here comes Skrelv, just swinging in there. We just got to try and get creatures on the board and go faster than this is a racing situation. Takumi trying to keep his top 8 alive here, but Benton is looking poised to join none other than Hall of Famer Reed Duke in the finals.
And have a chance to take down the man who just took down his teammate.
True.
This is a teammate, and there is only... It's a team of 2. Excuse me, it is a team of 3, but the
Derek
3rd
Benton.
player is not playing in this Pro Tour. The other 2 people is
Just casually made the top 8.
made
you know?
the top 4
Top
together.
4, yeah, excuse me. Goodness me.
Benton will be looking for revenge from his fallen teammate.
We got to get through Takumi Matsuura first, though, so let's see if there's any way. Oh, my goodness. Griff Spoon. What? Griff Spoon. Big booms. That is a lot of damage.
Boon goes the dynamite there. Absolutely. That's a gigantic hit. That is 3, 4, plus 8. Wow. That is just a lethal attack next turn, and there is truly no way to interact with this.
None
There's
at all.
no flyers. I don't see a way.
Unbelievable stuff here from Benton Madsen. Qualified, playing in an arena qualifier. Didn't think he was going to do anything at this Pro Tour. Top 8's day 1, gets through day 2. Excuse me, 8-0 on day 1. Oh, portable hole
is good. Okay, portable hole was needed. Maybe multiple portable holes.
Okay, all right.
All right.
There's removal. We got some stuff going here.
So now, I believe I did see Light Paws. So if there is either...
Six.
Audacity?
Okay, yeah, this is a huge attack, actually. If there is All That Glitters or another Ethereal Armor, that's going to be GG. But if not, the attack back from Takumi is actually quite large and maybe pressuring 11 damage.
Sentinel's Eyes, perhaps, would just be able to attack and block. But
Yeah,
I think
Sentinel
he's
Eyes
got
would be
to go for the
good.
win if he can.
Yeah, I wonder if you can't attack, though, if you don't have... Is that the only card? No, it's Beseiju and something else. Wait a minute, it's Beseiju. You can Beseiju Portable Hole and put Ethereum back armor.
Put it back on, yeah.
No blocks?
Wait.
Yeah, Beseiju, who endures the big tree, is going to get Benton Madsen into the finals of his very first Pro Tour.
Wow, huge
Unbelievable.
Congratulations to Benton taking it down 3-0 in the top 4 of his first Pro Tour, heading to play the true end boss, Reed Duke, in the final to avenge his teammate. I mean, you can't write this.
You can't write it better than this. I mean, do you even think this was on his mind this morning as he got ready for this top 8? I mean, what?
Yeah. Unreal. And, you know, we talk about Benton here, but Takumi has played such phenomenal Magic. And honestly, after this match, I'm going to go try to find him and just say what an honor it's been to watch him play. Didn't see a single mistake. I watched a lot of his matchups. Just really was a masterclass as well with the mono white humans as well. So huge congratulations to Takumi as well on making it this far.
Yeah, Benton Madsen, an excellent run indeed. Let's go and hear from him. He's with Cedric now.
I am here once again with our winner, Benton Madsen. Benton, another match you expected to lose, another opponent you have just destroyed. Tell me about the match.
First of all, Takumi is a killer. His build for this tournament was great. 4 Ossify over 4 Brave the Elements is really brave, ironically, but it was totally right. I mean, the way that the 2 cards, despite the fact they don't look it, they fill very similar functions. I got very lucky. He had to mulligan to find his key cards. I didn't, and that, I think, played a really heavy role in how the match went.
So you're into the finals. One player, Reed Duke. Other player, Derek Davis. One of them you know rather well leading into this tournament since you tested together. Who would you rather play against and why?
Well, I think it'd be hilarious if I played Derek, and so I have to say him. I was thrown into a Discord with him and Chase Masters, by Chase Masters, who I guess has an eye for talent. I suppose I didn't think I belonged there, but yeah, we tested together. We talked a lot. We sort of respected each other's deck choices, but also felt very confident in our wheelhouse. I think it'd be hilarious if we met in the finals, sort of proving that neither one of us was wrong. Really good sign about the Pioneer metagame. It's so open. You can do so many different things. I mean, Fires and Green Auras are like completely different decks.
Well, Green Auras is working beautifully for you. Benton Madsen, 1 win away from being Pro Tour Phyrexia champion.
It's going to be Benton Madsen.